What's up?
We have special guests.
A special guest. Someone of the universe. If you've been watching the series Watchmen right now.
HBO.
He's laughing already. He's laughing.
Yeah.
But we're gonna, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Did you say Spurler alert?
I did.
You said Spurler. Where you from? Because I'm from New Orleans and I say Spurl too. But I saw you, hold up.
Texas.
But you said spoiled, then you had to correct it. You said spurl, so you said spurl. I do that sometimes too. I'll be like orange, orange.
This weekend.
Orange,
I was with my
orange.
That is very New
family.
Orleans.
Yeah, you said orange or you said orange? We off topic. I just
fine.
hijacked the whole interview. This is my interview now.
Who's here, Corey?
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Forgive me if I say it wrong, but I'm gonna attempt.
Okay.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second.
Did we get it?
You know what? That's real close, and that's exactly how the public say it.
How do you say it?
But if you ask how my name is pronounced, it's Yahya.
Yahya.
Yahya, yeah. So the H is not silent. Everyone says Yahya. It doesn't bother me, but I do always appreciate it when someone does say Yahya. So
Yahya. And what is that? Where does it come from?
it's Arabic. My father's name was John before he converted to Islam, and Yahya is the prophet John the Baptist.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Okay. See the symmetry there, John?
Well,
We've been watching.
Yes,
We've been deep in the Watchmen.
Okay.
Well,
Is that right?
Into Watchmen.
Y'all caught up?
Yes, we're up at episode 8. But before we get into the Watchmen, really quickly, Charlie has a quick backstory.
I think I know you.
Uh-oh.
So, you know how you see someone, well, you won't know because you're the one on screen, but you've been in a lot of things. I watch Black Mirror, a lot of big things.
The Get Down,
The Get Down,
The Greatest
I love Black Mirror,
Showman.
The Greatest Showman. Like, we know your face. We know your name and your
Aquaman.
face.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Receipts.
Yes.
All
I
the
be
things.
forgetting all that stuff,
All
so
the
keep it
things.
going.
But you kept looking really familiar to me. But
right.
like, we work at Essence, and you're a whole star. So I was like, it's me. But then we were studying up on you, doing our research.
Where I know you from?
I went to UC Berkeley. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Get out of here.
I was there 2005, 2007. Hello. And I was photography minor. So I was always on campus taking photos of Black folks.
And if you're a photographer, hold up, did you pass through Worcester?
No, I was at Northgate. I was UC Berkeley for grad school. So I
Grad
was there,
school.
but I was always around campus taking photos.
So you saw me when I was wilding out. If you was there, you said 2005?
2005.
I had long dreadlocks in 2005.
I think I have a photo of you on the library stairs.
Get out.
And it's funny when you were talking about professionalism, I was like, you were on the library stairs. Was that ever?
Why not? Why
see?
would, yeah,
See,
sure.
we know
I'll
each
take
other.
that. I'll take
we
that.
went to college together. It's
Old
happening.
friend.
Yeah?
Can we
Go
switch
Bears.
seats? I'm just saying. I'm just playing. Just
We did a
playing.
whole situation where we got this. What do y'all call it in Hollywood? Blocking. We did our blocking.
block?
No, that wasn't a real request. I just
wasn't.
wanted to be in the middle for like a second.
But so I'm not crazy. We're friends.
Yeah, we
Sorta.
friends. We go way back.
Shall we say?
Classmates.
But you're a whole star. So
Schoolmates.
we also just know you from every wonderful thing that you've been doing on screen.
I did
I
want
appreciate
to,
that.
of course, now I went away, but
You found something good?
Oh, here it is. So, shout out to GQ Australia, but I love this deck that they wrote of you, Portrait of a Trapeze Artist.
Oh yeah.
He's worked with some of Hollywood's biggest names, and Yahya
That'll work.
Abdul-Mateen II's overnight success has been a decade in the making.
You know what? I'm glad that they said that because most
And this
of the
is
time,
from 2 years ago, though.
It's from 2 years ago, but I'm glad that they put a decade in the making because I have had a really, really fast, quick trajectory.
Yeah.
Once I graduated school, right, and so it's like I got a really good job on the Get Down. Went to go do Baywatch, took a detour to Greatest Showman, a couple other films, Aquaman, and on and on and on and so forth. And it really seems like everything has happened really, really quickly. But I'm always appreciative of when people take the time to really say, hey, this guy's been putting in work for a very long time, starting with taking night classes just to pique my curiosity, 10 years ago when I got laid off, or 9 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
you
say,
didn't think it would go like this.
Yeah,
you were laid
yeah.
off 9 years ago, so you didn't? Do you not work for 9 years, or how did that?
Well, I got laid off in October of 2010.
Okay.
I was working in San Francisco, working in city planning. I got laid off in October 2010, and then I spent 2011 taking night acting classes and auditioning for local theater. So I got unemployment. So no, I didn't work. I didn't work for for about a year because I was on unemployment. And then plays that I did, they paid half of my rent. And my brother, he said for a couple months that I didn't have to pay rent. So shout out to my big bro. And then in 2012, that's when I got into Yale. And so fast forward that, I graduated in 2015.
That layoff was a blessing for you.
Yeah, it was one of the best things that happened to me. One of the best things that happened to me. I would have still been working probably in city planning or in architecture or in policy or something like that. Because I was pretty good at my job and passionate about it too. But getting laid off just provided an opportunity to go and try something else.
What was the gem that got you? I mean, because architecture and acting are
Like night and day.
yes.
So I stumbled into an acting class. There's kind of two things really. One is I ran track at Berkeley also for 2 years, and we did this team building exercise at the beginning of the school year, where they made the underclassmen go on stage and do skits for the upperclassmen and things like that. So I go out there and I'm doing this improv exercise and I'm making fun of all the coaches and how they walk and how they talk. Everybody cracking up laughing. Next day at practice, my boy JP, he said, "Dude, you should take a theater class. It's just like recess." And I'm like, "Oh, recess for sure. I'm about to go take a theater class." I auditioned. You got to do a monologue to audition for the thing.
Oh, that's tough.
And I went and I learned Ving Rhames' monologue from Baby Boy.
Ooh, can we get a line? That's a classic.
The last line is, I think it's like, "Guns and butter, you dumb motherfuckers," or something like that.
Close.
And I just did my best Ving Rhames impersonation. I'm leaning up against the pillar. I'm smoking on a pen because I think he had a cigar in the scene or something like that. And there's two white girls in the front. I mean, you know, white ladies in the front. They're the instructors, and I'm looking them just dead in the eyes, just talking to them. Yeah, it's two types of in this world. It's guns, but
the blackest
I
monologue.
bet it's one of the blackest monologues, right?
Done.
And then I'd lay into them, talking about hood economics and everything, and then "You dumb motherfuckers," and then I walked off the stage, got in the class. They said, "Yeah, you don't supposed to look us in the eye when you're doing auditions." But that's how I got into it, right?
Okay.
So that was my start, and then later on, a couple years later, I have a stutter, and in architecture we have to give presentations about our projects, and so I said, you know, I think I'm gonna go take a speech class, an acting class, so that it will help me to be better at my presentations. Did not help me to be better at my presentations at all, but I was having fun acting, and so I think that's when it really planted the seed after I took those couple classes, and I said, you know, that was really cool. Never knew that it was something that I could actually do, or that was a real possibility. I just knew that I had fun, and it wasn't until I got laid off from my job that I said, you know what, that acting thing was really fun. I think I'm gonna go stick my head around that and see what I can do.
But usually with acting, you know, people, like when they experience you and you audition, they say when you have it, like the professionals, they know. So did you get a lot of feedback early on?
I did.
That you really had something special and that?
Yeah, I did. I did.
You were natural.
And that just let me know that that I was good at what I was doing, or that people thought that I was good at what I was doing. I mean, I didn't have low self-esteem or a low idea of myself as an actor, but I didn't know that it was possible for me to do it, you know, as a profession. Like actors were the people in the box, you know what I mean? And I was not I was a regular, normal person. A friend of mine, Marshawn Lynch, who went to Cal, running back, he was one of the first people actually who broke up that idea for me, because I saw him on a billboard once, riding to San Francisco. I saw him on a billboard for something, and then I saw him on television playing football. And that's when it was like, oh, the people in the box are real people. And so, it's kind of funny, like the smallest things open up your eyes a little bit more. And then that's when I said, oh, okay, well, maybe I can do that. I got a lot of small seeds and a lot of encouragement along the way. But as soon as I just made the decision to be an actor or to pursue acting, I began to get yeses at every step of the way. Wow. Yeses, yes, every step of the way.
How much did it? I mean, because when you hear Yale Drama School of Acting, you know, that's Angela Bassett. That's so many great. How did that inform your acting?
Yale taught me to be a better listener. Taught me to not to go into a project or not to read a script thinking as myself. You know, when I first got to Yale, I had a lot of passion, a lot of natural talent, a lot of anger, a lot of sorrow, depth, and things like that, life experience. But I was approaching everything from the perspective of my own experience and my own self, you know. And I remember I got my butt kicked working on this one scene with a guy who just did not think like me. You know, there was a scenario where I'm like, why would you stay with your girlfriend, man? All the evidence is right there that she's cheating on you. But this character stays, or he chooses to stay as long as he can. I didn't understand that. And it just kicked my butt. It kicked my ass. Like, it kicked my ass.
And that kept you from being able to land the scene because you
because I just could not understand, and so I would play it as far as it could go, and then when the character was supposed to go left, I kept going right. You know, but I kept going right.
Your life, you're like, I'm out.
Right, I kept going right, but you know, I'm trying to go right, but the words that I'm saying are going left, but I can't make the turn. You know what I mean? And that's when, you know, my teacher, you know, taught me that, you know, you can't. That it's not just about the way that you think. So, you know, I learned to become more open-minded and to think from the perspective of the characters, which is why I think, unfortunate, you know, we were kind of joking around, but just listing off a lot of the projects that I've been able to do in the last couple of years. I don't know how many movies and projects that I've done. I'm very confident in saying that none of those characters are the same, you know, and hopefully I'll be blessed to go to continue to have a lot of diversity in my roles and things like that. And it's because I like to challenge myself and approach each character as the person that's on the page and eject a little bit of my own sensibilities and my humor and my experience and things like that in there also.
Can I ask you though, being that you were a new actor coming in, and to your point, your character roles have been varied.
Coming into what?
Coming into in Hollywood, let's say Hollywood.
Okay, yeah.
And the roles that you were getting on screen have been very varied. You know, when you look at a lot of black actors, especially black male actors, they've kind of been, and I hate to generalize, but they've been a drug dealer, they've been the cop, variations are either or, they've been the politician, they've been the husband, but you've played such different things.
Yeah.
Did you encourage your agents to go out and find you these different roles, or were you just saying no to stuff? Like you just kept saying no to things that were being very general or stereotypical things that were being offered to you? I
was really, really fortunate that my very first job was Cadillac on the Get Down. And Baz saw me and he shot me. I sent Baz Luhrmann a message about a month ago, right after I got The Matrix. Man, I said, thank you so much for, Baz shot me like a superstar. You know what I mean? Baz saw me as a superstar and he shot Cadillac like a superstar. And so the industry received me not necessarily as a superstar, but as a potential star, as someone who had a lot of potential, who could really make an impact in the industry. And so I'm very fortunate that I never had to sift through a lot of those roles that very talented actors have to sift through at the beginning of their career. At the same time, when I first sat down with my agents, I told them, I said, I want to make a lot of money, and I want to do really good work. And I don't think that the two are mutually exclusive, you know. And so,
why'd you want to make a lot of money?
Because I didn't grow up with money. So it's important to me. And I know that people take advantage of artists, and artists let themselves, we work for free, and this is a business. So I'm very much interested in business. Now, at the time, when I sat at the table, I didn't have no money, you know what I mean? So I'm not, being financially stable is important to me right now. But I've learned to make good decisions and to allow that, and to speak up for myself in those areas, to allow that to become something that I don't have to force, but to always, but to put more emphasis on my art and things like that. And I told him that, I told her that, I said, I want to do really, really good work. And so for a couple of years, my word was appetite. So I would chase whatever my appetite was. And sometimes I wanted to be in purple spandex, dancing and singing, and I'm doing The Greatest Showman. Other times I wanted to, run through walls and break things and fight, and I'm doing Aquaman, and after that I went and did Handmaid's Tale because my appetite said, man, you've been in this big old blockbuster popcorn movie for a long time. You need something just simple with 2 feet in the ground. Handmaid's Tale comes up, and I do that. So I think I'm fortunate, I'm very blessed to be able to chase my appetite and to ask for specific things, and they
It's
come through.
so interesting to hear you talk about that appetite for success because you grew up in Magnolia Project in New Orleans.
Yeah, well, Magnolia. I'm from the Magnolia Projects. Then I lived there for a while, but then I moved and grew
To
up in
Oakland.
Oakland, California.
Right.
Yeah.
Then to become an architect to Yale. To me, you must have already felt so successful. And then you were like, okay, I'm just raising the bar. Sounds like you just keep raising the bar in your own life. I'm curious what your attitude of success is. Like, what's your idea of just having made it? You know what I mean? Because you've accomplished
Can I just
quite
be
a bit
honest?
before you even started.
I went into like for real therapy this year. Just and a lot of the things that I learned about myself was that I hadn't really seen myself as being successful.
Right.
You know, very ambitious, very ambitious. I think I'm pretty tough on myself and things like that. But I had to learn to allow myself to be to celebrate my success. You know, I had a friend, you know, who forced me to go out and have a drink when I got the Matrix. You know what I mean? She said, "No, this is not a regular thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna celebrate. You know, we're gonna allow yourself to celebrate your accomplishments and to acknowledge your own success." And that helps me to be happy. That helps me to take my mind off of work all the time and to focus on my life and my friends and socializing and things like that. But my attitude toward success is that I like to work really hard. I like to. I'm not very much impressed with my own self. You know, I'm most impressed when I figure out that I can do something new. You know, and I think I'm trying to chase something. Not necessarily even something that's great. I think I used to, but now I'm just really trying to have fun and reconnect with my family and just be honest in my work. And I think that hopefully that's gonna, you know, make me successful. But I will say this: it's so important every once in a while to read to read your resume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everything in this, you know, we always have these opportunities to compare ourselves to other people, compare ourselves to other actors, other journalists, other, you know, artists.
Constantly.
You know, just everywhere there's an opportunity to you know, compare yourself. And I find that when I do that, I'm always coming up short. You know what I'm saying? I'm never, and I think that's kind of natural. People tend to come up short when we compare ourselves to other people because we don't compare ourselves to people that we're quote unquote better or doing better than, because it's no fun. You don't really get anything out of that. So people compare themselves to people who, you know, they think are doing so much better and things like that. And the world will tell you that you're not as good as the next person. So I think it's very important to read your resume and say, yeah, I got this. I did this. I did that. I did that. Cool. Let's go. I can keep on going. You know. So.
You're also a whole sex symbol in Hollywood, though. That's why I'm sitting here like,
Say
sir,
what?
do you not see the heart emojis and bra emojis and like,
How many crunches are you doing today?
We see you
Oh,
daydreaming
God.
on Instagram.
You see you daydreaming?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
okay.
also love this
That's
pose
funny.
you do.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, that one.
That must be an adjustment, right, for you? Because
No, that's fun. Because at the same time,
People love your work and they love you.
Yes.
equally.
that's cool. I'm not gonna give them no reason not to love me. You know what I mean? I think it's fun. I also got into acting because I love attention. You know, I'm the youngest of 6. I was the youngest in my family for a very long time, and I've always gotten attention. There's a part of me that just needs it, and I get it. And then I like to go off in a corner and duck off, and you know, just sit down and say, all right, that's good, I got it. And then I'm like, man, I ain't got no attention in a long time. I need to go back. I need that. I need all that. You know, run me my attention real quick.
Well, speaking of attention that you about to get,
Okay.
you are
Uh-oh.
Mr. Manhattan.
Episode 7.
Is that what that's the
That's
word
what
on
they-
that's the
spoiler
word on the
alert,
street?
dog.
No,
That's
we
the word
saw
on the
it.
street?
Everybody knows now.
Yeah.
But I got to know, all right, how much did they reveal to you? Did you know when you first got Watchmen, did you already know that you were getting it? Or was it like...
No, not at all. I went into this knowing nothing. I auditioned and I'm like, I'm auditioning to play a husband. I get to, if I get it, I'm being opposite Regina King, and then there's Damon Lindelof, and there's HBO. I'm like, that's 3 wins. Let me stop asking all these questions and take the damn job, because you know, it was sort of a no-brainer. I always said if I want to do television, I want to do high quality, high class television. HBO puts out quality, and so no, I didn't know. But then I found out. And then I found out, and I said 2 things. I said, damn. I said 3. I said, man. I said, okay. Well, that means I'm gonna probably have to be naked. And then I said, I'm probably gonna have to go to the gym. And then I said, man, I wish I would have known, because I'd have asked ask for more money.
But season two, season two.
You know it's coming. Season two.
Yeah.
But what we love,
What you love?
Charlie Penn is a love guru, but it's a love story
It's a love
now.
story.
Beautiful.
love
It was
story.
everywhere, but now I was like, oh my God, it's a love story now.
Yeah, it's a love story, and I love that because it's not
Black
about
love,
it's
kind of.
black. Yeah, sure. It's that black love kind of. Well, it's
Yeah.
like it's a magical black love or like a
Yeah.
godly black love. You can you can say that. I mean,
Timeless.
timeless,
Black love.
timeless, godly black love, and I think that's dope.
I want to love someone on two planes. Like I want to meet. I was telling Corey, I want to walk in the room, know our life story, and also meet you for the first time.
Oh, that's sexy.
Right? Don't
there.
you want that? Like you
Yeah.
just
That'd
that's
freak me
all
out
the
a bit.
feels
I like that.
at once.
I'm gonna find somebody to play that game
know?
with. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna take you out on a date, sit you down, tell you our whole life story.
The kids.
Yeah,
That's
everything.
Good.
We start beginning, middle, end.
Are you that smooth in person?
I hope so. Probably not though, right?
Were you into comics before?
Before Watchmen,
Before Watchmen?
only because of Aquaman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Right,
but
right.
but,
That
but
makes
before that, I was not into it. Like not into it.
Did you read all the comic books before you started?
I read Watchmen. I didn't read Doomsday Clock, and then in Aquaman, I read as much Aquaman, Suicide Squad, anything with Black Manta in it. I was turning those pages, and it's fun. I wish I would have found it like so much. I wish I would have found it when I was younger, But I don't know. At the same time, I was playing chess at lunchtime in high school, and I was in the debate club. I was a geek. I was still, I ran track. I played, varsity basketball and all that stuff too. So I was cool. But I think comics would have pulled me down the hall just a little bit too far down the hall. Okay. Yeah.
Now, something, shout out to Sean Wellington, who's in the room. He's a huge Watchmen fan,
Hey,
but
Sean.
he did a breakdown for us about like the many reasons we need to be watching Watchmen. Yeah. And one of the things was the Black history that's revealed.
Yeah.
There's the Tulsa, the Black Massacre, the Black Wall Street Massacre, but also the leaflets that were the Nazis. So what else did you learn that has been revealed about Black history watching the Watchmen?
Learned a little bit more about Bass Reeves. Mm-hmm. But just going back to revisit the Tulsa massacre,
that was hard to watch.
That just watching that and saying, hey, like was it really like this? Because I knew about that,
Right.
but then saying, hey, was it really like this? It's like yes, and likely worse. People died. And we this country gives it the name. We call it riots. The Tulsa riot. There was nothing to riot about. About that. Yeah. People died, and so I'm really happy that our show, or that I get to be a part of something that does not shy away from those facts, and they say, nope, this is how it is. This is bad. This was an atrocity in our history, and that people. If you want to watch Watchmen, if you want to watch the show, then you have to sit down and you have to watch all of it. You can't skip those parts, the ugly parts, the uncomfortable parts. And I think it is dope that it's a love story. It's a whodunit mystery. It's an epic adventure, and it's also a real piece of important history at the same time.
And speaking of history, I need that cultural center tree in my life.
Oh my god.
Ancestry. I'm like, I don't want it now. Like I want the acorn.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah.
Where is that? Why is that not at the Museum of Black?
Right.
Like that did kind of freak me out though, that you could just go in. And,
but I loved it because I want to see my great greats. And
Right,
I want
right.
to know my tree, and everything that's out there right now is so gimmicky. So I hope that we're manifesting that for our future as Black people.
Because it keeps those people alive. I mean,
and our history's lost in a lot of places. So we need to find it in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus, it's unique to us in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at my own ancestry, and I got back as far as my great great grandmother.
Did you get pictures too?
No. But I just found her name, and I remember I found her name around the time that my grandmother was passing away. This is 2 years ago, and I got on the phone with my grandma and I was talking to her, telling her about some of the things that I was doing, and I said, "Hey, grandma, I think I found mom's mom. We call my great grandmother mom." I said, I think I found mom's mom, and my grandmother wasn't feeling very well, and she said something like, "Oh yeah," and I said, "Yeah." I said her name was Eliza, and my grandma said, "Eliza." I mean, she just so much more life came into her body because she recognized that person, and I think she had lost the name somewhere. But I said Eliza, and things started to come back, and I had to imagine that had been the first time that somebody has spoken her name in 80 years. 80, 90 years.
To know what
you know what I mean? And it was powerful. It was to know that I can speak her name, and it has relevance, and it sort of make sure that she's not deceased, or not gone, that she still exists, because I can have this conversation and invoke her name and her spirit, from so long ago.
Side note, I saw because I have a little girl, so I saw the movie Coco, and it's all about the Day of the Dead.
Of course,
and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And every now and then, I find myself saying, especially family members that I know that didn't have kids, I find myself just saying their name out loud.
Of course.
Just to keep the, although I don't have an altar, but there's something about that I really
Keeping
love,
them
that
alive.
idea of keeping them alive, just by speaking their name.
Yeah.
Would you ever take somebody's nostalgia pills? Would you take some nostalgia pills? Because that whole thing was so dope for her to relive.
You know what?
I mean, yes.
It's
I
like
kind of
both
want to.
simultaneously.
So my daddy passed away when I was 21, and this was 2007. I know the year. And I used to think that we had a complete relationship. Well, we did have a complete relationship. I was 21 years old, but at the same time, I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my cousin about this the other day, kind of rebellious. I thought I knew everything and things like that. And I did always feel like we had a complete relationship. But as a young man now, 10, 12 years later, there's so much more that I would like to talk to him about his life, about my life, about advice and things like that. But so I think I would like to take my father's nostalgia pills, but I wouldn't do it. I would like to, but I wouldn't do it because that's my daddy. And if I go through his memories, I'm gonna find something that I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Just because people are imperfect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think I would do one better, and I would take his father's nostalgia pills because I didn't know him.
Yeah.
And he was born in 1886.
Damn.
Yeah, my grandfather.
That makes sense.
My grandfather was born in 1886, and we never. He came over from somewhere in the West Indies. We don't know where specifically, because once he got to the States, he stopped talking about it, and he was afraid that if he passed on his history to his kids, that they would be taken away, that they would be ridiculed, because he was ridiculed and like teased and things like that. Yeah. But secondly, that they would be taken away. So he didn't think that it was safe to pass on that history. So my father grew up and passed away with a longing to know where his father was from and about his father's history. So I would take, if I had the chance, I would take my grandfather's nostalgia pills, and I'd live through his life and go through his life and get a whole lot of answers that way. And if I found out stuff that I didn't want to know, it kind of wouldn't hurt, because
true.
I never met him. So it'd just kind of be cool little details and stuff like that. I probably learned a lot about my daddy too, from the perspective of being a father and him as a kid and stuff.
I'm gonna keep it light and take Beyonce's nostalgia just live her best life over again. I mean,
like that.
Just because it was the trauma. Sometimes, like you're reliving everything. So if someone was like, okay, nostalgia pills, I'm keeping it.
I would take, and if I had to pick a fun one, because you got to pick one too. I would pick Obama's. I'd pick Obama because I just want to know what he did that first night. You know what I'm saying? First night when he got elected, he walked through this motherfucker like,
Yes, he did. He was dancing.
Yeah, he didn't do them dances like he do when he did on Ellen. When he went on Ellen,
he was getting down.
Everybody dance in the box. All the black people dance in the box when they go on Ellen.
It's like they draw the box on the ground.
It's like they draw the box, and they like that. You can't put your shoulders out unless you get zapped or something like that. But you gotta dance inside the box. When I go on Ellen,
pills you take.
When I go on Ellen, you're gonna see me too. I'm gonna be right there in that box talking about come see the Matrix.
I'm gonna count. You better keep it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I need you to go around.
Y'all. What's up this time? Reverse.
Wait, but where's
y'all better ask a question, because I can go all day.
There's no lie.
You are so that
is correct.
Scary
they dance in the box.
I don't see a lie.
Thinking that right.
It's like a requirement.
But I'm just thinking about after the cameras are gone and all the black people come up and be like, yo, we did that shit.
Oh, wait, who the president?
Okay,
Who the president?
No, that's what
Who the
happened.
president? Voted out.
I think Michelle was out.
I think I'm doing Obama a disservice. Obama got way too much class. He didn't do that.
I think he
He gave him a little fist bump.
I think he did.
He probably did that after the fist bump, but you know.
I think they made sure that all the cameras, they were in the safest room in there, and they went. It was lit.
Cut off the light.
All the things.
Switchboards.
All of it.
Blew out
Send
the
Secret
candles.
Service 2 halls down. We got you choking.
Blew out the candles.
I really think it happened.
It was lit.
You can't be too sure.
It was lit.
He probably got under the covers. You got to hide everything.
And
You
just was, it had to happen. So you would take Obama's nostalgia
That was
pills. Courtney,
Obama.
who's nostalgia pills?
Well, I don't want to be, all right, I'm going to be corny for a minute, but just in the spirit of Watchmen and history or whatever.
Yes.
All right, I would take Zora Neale Hurston.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Really
And only No,
Oh,
because
wow.
I've always loved
My
the
grandfather, Zora Neale
Beyonce.
Hurston. Beyonce.
because the Harlem
Beyonce
Renaissance.
is dope. So
I don't
look.
think right.
I want to be sipping drinking shots with Langston. You know what I
that's
mean?
the
That
epic
whole
part of her life was just.
Yeah.
I get that. No, I get.
I would
think
love
what
to
I
see
was
Harlem
commenting
in its
on,
heyday.
And Watchmen does a brilliant job of this. Is the balance of there's so many moments you're like, yeah, and then there's so many moments that hurt because it's so real.
Yeah.
And just watching her relive the pain that her grandfather went through.
Yeah.
I don't. Like you were saying, like you want to know. But you also, do you want to feel that? So,
Generational trauma is real.
generational
And they
trauma.
touch
we were
on that.
talking about
Yeah,
that. It's so
yeah.
real.
Genetic
It
trauma, they
scares
call
me.
it.
You don't want to ask for it, right?
Right,
But but you also want to know.
And it probably makes you, go ahead.
Crazy.
All right, I'm curious. This might be wide wilderness if we have to cut, but what part of the Watchmen do you believe as far as theories?
What you mean?
So they have, you have nostalgia pills, but I'm thinking because it's so science fiction-y. But then the whole the clones is one thing.
I had a whole conversation. Was it an argument? Was it an argument, Frank? My cousin Frank over there. If everybody asking about clones.
Because I'll tell you, when he was in the water picking up those babies and throwing them back, I was freaking out. That really kind of disturbed me.
Yeah, I don't. I personally don't believe much of the fictional parts of Watchmen. We don't deal with aliens much.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
If you can do anything, right? Dr. Manhattan can do anything. He's God. He's all powerful. Why couldn't he prevent what went down in episode 8? Why couldn't he help her save?
Close your ears, Sean.
Well, you gotta watch that.
so
You gotta learn that in episode 9.
Okay, so we get answers. I just gotta hang in there. Cause I'm like,
Oh, look at you.
you
He's
can do
acting right now.
anything,
He's
or, that's very subtle. But, not the blank face. God, I'll wait and watch like everybody else. I thought we,
You thought we what?
I thought we had bonded.
alumni classmates, like
He was like, girl,
I
we
thought
got
I
no
was gonna
NDA
get the
here.
wink or
You
something.
ain't messing up my HBO check.
Right. He said episode 9.
Episode 9.
And we're done.
It's above me now. Is that how it goes? It's above me now. This is my favorite interview that I've ever done, by the way. So
We
I'm
received that.
I'm gonna put it like
Thank
that.
you. We
Yeah.
received that. Come on
Thank
back.
Tell us a little something about Regina. What'd you learn about Regina?
She called you the
my
best work
God.
husband ever.
Did
and I
she?
quote,
Best work husband ever?
ever.
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean Regina's my girl. Super playful. Super playful, very smart. Takes her work seriously, but doesn't take herself seriously. And really raises the bar. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah.
Oh, love
shout out
that.
to the
Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Love her. I love
Yeah,
it.
she makes the work really easy, and I think that's why people fall in love with Cal and Angela, because they're very familiar with one another. They're very easy around each other. They're not forced. They take care of each other. They lean into
They're
each
real.
other. They're real, they're real, and I think that's what I like to bring to the table as an actor. And Regina definitely brings that into the room. From the instant we had the chemistry read, I walked out and I said, wow, that was dope. If I could work with her. I'm all about it. But yeah, she's off the hook.
You got that Oscar energy.
Okay.
Hey,
And your superpowers are? In real life?
my real superpower in real life, I can grow a beard.
We do see
My
it.
beard connects.
Yes.
That is a superpower because brothers they're not all that blessed.
So I take that. But I don't know what my real superpower would be.
That's enough.
Is that
I've
enough?
seen
It's a
people
good
really
superpower.
stretch
Yeah, I can grow a
it out,
beard, and I
you
can
know?
also just toot my horn a little bit. I can also like my face. The things that a person likes about me doesn't go away when I cut my beard off. If that makes sense, you know, as somebody
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. Them
without
like
the
you know,
beard.
like, okay, that's what I'm trying to.
Women say
that's
that
what
all the
that's what
time.
I'm trying to
Like,
say
let's
about
see it
myself. I
without
just
the
don't want to
beard.
be calling myself cute, you know, just.
Yeah. We can do it though.
Okay,
so you
cool,
don't have to.
cool. I appreciate
Make that more comfortable.
Yeah, we could work like that.
That's basically.
But no, because like some people look weird when they cut their face hair, and it's
true.
just like, hey man, you should grow that beard back. That'd be what's
There's
up.
like side by sides on Instagram. You don't want to be on that hashtag.
No, I don't want. Oh, I mean,
Before and after beards?
no. Unless it's in a good way.
It's not a good
unless
way
it just
on
don't work. I don't
Instagram.
want to be. No, I know it's all right.
No, you won't be. It's fine.
No.
No, you got it. You got it.
Okay, that's
Thank
a cool superpower.
Yeah, my beard connects.
Your beard
Yeah,
connects. All right, cool.
that's a superpower. It's a lot of us out there with it, but it's a lot of us out there without it.
All right.
You gonna upset the beard gang because some
Hey,
of them.
come see me. Come see me. I be waiting for you.
working
How you?
years.
I be waiting for you at the door.
You know what? You might be their president. Oh my God. Okay, we're done here.
That's
All right,
the
we're done.
president thing.
We're hella done. Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you
we're
for
done.
Watchmen. Thank you for this incredible first season.
I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for this interview.
Incredible work.
It is incredible.
You're amazing.
Really, really incredible.
Appreciate
Truly.
that.